In this movie, we're going to be taking a look at the workbook called Chapter 4. What is it you do when you first get a workbook that you either have never seen or maybe have not seen in a long, long time? It's not uncommon to start clicking on various sheet tabs at the bottom of the screen. But a suggestion, in the lower left corner, you'll see 2 arrows. In older versions of Excel prior to 2013, you'd see 4 arrows. Now there are only 2. If you right-click in the panel where you see the arrows, you will get a list of all worksheets in the workbook. If there are more than 20, the scroll bar on the right will become active and you'll be able to scroll up and down to ultimately see all the names of the different sheets in the workbook. Think of it also somewhat like a table of contents. The top-down order here does correspond with the left-to-right order. At the moment, we're only seeing at the bottom of our screen 3 worksheets, Frozen Titles, Profits, and HR List. That's what we see here too, reading top-down. But if we want to go to the Goal Seek sheet, it's right here. We can simply click it and then click OK, or double-click Goal Seek. And we jump to that particular worksheet. Now, the display at the bottom of the screen still isn't ideal. 2 things we can do. First of all, you will see 3 vertical dots. If you happen to double-click the 3 vertical dots you see at the bottom of the screen, just to the right of the circle that's got the plus in it, that expands the view to here. Now, we can drag that even farther to the right, though. Along the way, the scroll bar to the right shrinks. Now, depending upon where you are in the display here, though, you might not see as many sheets as you would expect. So, the arrows in the lower left corner have meaning too. And as you slide over them, you'll see a prompt. Control with the left mouse button will show us the first few sheet names. I've got the Control key held down. I'll click the left arrow. And now we see the first few sheet names off to the right. Again, those 3 dots that we see can be made wider. Now again, you can drag those 3 dots even farther to the right, and the scroll bar is still active even though it's quite a bit narrower than it had been earlier. Now, something else we can do with the arrows in the lower left corner. At the moment, we are seeing the first few sheet names. We're seeing about 10 of them or so. But if we hold down the Control key and click the right arrow, we'll see the last of the sheet names. There's the last sheet name called Form, and then scroll bar before, and so on. And remember, at any time, you can right-click in the lower left panel and get that vertical list of the sheet names. Let's go back to Frozen Titles. Up here, double-click. So it's easier to use than in the past, and we can get to our list of worksheets this way. And so this right-clicking technique of clicking in this panel here allows us to see more sheet names in the past. And with the scroll bar, which we're not seeing here because we don't have that many sheets, with the scroll bar, we will be able to get to other sheets more easily too. Now, when you're switching sheets, most of us probably just use the mouse, click on this tab, that tab. But you can also switch sheets by pressing Control Page Down, as I'm doing right here. We're just moving 1 sheet to the right as I press Control Page Down. And sure enough, Control Page Up, 1 sheet to the left. So that's certainly handy at times. And it's most handy in those kinds of workbooks that might have sheet names in a certain chronological order. For example, if you've got a workbook where each sheet is a different month, if it's May, you don't have to stop and think that June is the next one over. You'll just press Control Page Down maybe. A lot of times it's going to be faster than using the mouse. So that's a good technique for switching sheets. When we have a workbook with different sheets in it, we want to have that comfort of knowing that it's easy to switch sheets. It's easy to get a good list quickly of the sheet names by right-clicking in the lower left corner, as we saw earlier, and then also expanding our display at the bottom by moving that location with 3 dots. If we need to add a new sheet at any time, if we simply want a new sheet to the left of the current sheet, we'll press Shift F11. So right now, at the bottom of the screen, you see that the Lookups tab is active. As I press Shift F11, a new sheet to the left appears. Off to the right, behind the last visible sheet name, you will see a circle with a plus in it. That means new sheet. That will add a new sheet to the right of the current sheet. So right now we're on sheet 1. If I press the plus there, we'll see a new sheet to the right of sheet 1. And there it is right there. So the plus adds sheets to the right. Shift F11 will add sheets to the left of the current sheet.